All right. What up, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, crip? What up, all that gangster shit? Hold on, let me drink my 40 right quick. Y'all motherfucker talking about I ain't ghetto enough. Like I'm trying to be white. Like that little white don't suit me. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all. I can get ghetto, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I even got my tattoo. Look at that 3 tears, cause 3 homies and died, you dig? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Know why they hate that we celebrate Black History Month? It's because Black history is a constant reminder that their ancestors were the bad guys. All Black history is us overcoming the obstacles that their ancestors put in front of us. Imagine if they had a White History Month, right? What role would we play in White History Month other than we were the ones to help y'all achieve the things that y'all achieved? There's no part of white history where we would be the ones that held white people back from doing anything. But all Black History Month is white people put all of these barriers in front of black people and we overcame them. We achieved all of this greatness despite being the ones that were being abused and mistreated. And who were doing the abusing and the mistreatment? White people. So they don't like the fact that, us celebrating our history is just a reminder that, dang, they was the bad. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. Everybody wants to be the good guy. So if you was wondering like, dang, why they just won't let us have our own thing? Because that's why. It makes them look bad. Everything about Black history makes white people look bad because of what they did to us. If they would have treated us equally and fairly, it would just be history. It wouldn't be Black history. But we had to achieve our own greatness on our own because of how they treated us.
You know what I just realized? I realized. Thank you, Miss Braxton. I just realized I didn't have myself up on the whole thing for the longest time possible. So shout out to you. Stream was going for like 7 minutes, and I literally decided to speak. Did not realize I didn't have myself directly up there. Stuff like that happens, guys. This is what happens during live streams. It happens like that. So, much love, respect, and appreciation. Let me just go back real quick because
All right.
it started off wrong. So again, happy Valentine's Day to anybody out there that celebrates it, and major shout out to any of those people that are happening upon this live stream at this moment in time. The first video that I was going directly over was the fact of this divester here because she wanted to come directly online. Again, like I told people before, this isn't like bashing, but when it comes to somebody that wants to speak in general and they want to talk about the black community in general, right, indiscriminately, this is when I pull up to the scene, and this is when I got to call certain things directly out. DSA once said, I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, I did actually. I didn't know. I didn't know I was having a full-fledged conversation. I'm glad somebody spotted that before I went further, because I probably would have went 30 minutes into this and not even realized. That would have just been all bad. I would have had to end stream and probably just delete these and redo it again. But yeah, this one right here, I've done, if some of you guys have been here long enough, I've done videos on her and showcase some things along with other people that are just like her, and how it is that they decide that they want to speak about the black community, right? She stated in her first tweet that she hates being black, and she always has and she always will. Again, this is a term, this is self-hatred. So not only does she hate black men, but she hates black people in general. I love that type of hatred where it's like, it doesn't matter, hate all of you, right? I love that, no problem, right? It's equal. And then in the last tweet that's at the bottom that she had directly up there, she said that they lied about me consistently for attention, meaning black people or the black community. Then she said they wonder why I think FBAs are Riri's, right? So again, this is her hatred. And this is the exact same person who is magically ultra conservative, right? Her main talking points are against the black community and black people. She thinks that she is better than, more than, right? More intelligent, more knowledgeable. And the main demographic that she likes to speak to is Caucasian Americans. But mind you, the type of work that she did before OF was even a thing, she was a part of the GG team, right? If you don't know what that is, you might want to go do your research, And she would do a variety of videos where she would devalue, disrespect herself, and she would allow the men to treat her any type of way, because again of the lack of love that she has for herself, how it is that she deems herself and the color of her skin, right? Because realistically, internally, she thinks that she's white. She feels that she's white. She associates herself with being white, but externally, we can obviously tell that she's black. She's melanated, right? So you see the three different forms that she has. Frieza technically has 4 forms, if not 5, and she has 3 at this current moment in time, right? So you see the first form directly to the right side of the screen, where you see a white hand feeding her a watermelon, and she's eating that as if it's the Last Supper, right? While other men are directly around her. In the third image, which was the video at the lower bottom, it was her, right, doing the stereotypical type of black man, black woman type of actions and all this other type of stuff, right? Drinking a 40, right? This tells you what her mentality is, right? She's drinking beer as if this is like the 90s and the 80s, like going all the way back to those times, right? Doing the stereotype. And then she's she got the boxers with sagging pants, right? And then she's moving her body and saying all of these things. Like I said, it's completely crazy, a complete mockery, right? Just to quote unquote make fun of quote unquote the black community and or black people, for the people that she actually worships and she feels that she is closer to or more akin to. And then the Final form, which is the divested diary, is her after she'd already had work done on her face, because clearly it is completely different from the other two images. It doesn't even look like the same person. When I originally saw her, when I first did my very first video on her, I didn't even think that was the first person. I didn't even think that was her. I'm like, yo, this is not her. Y'all just trying to, whatnot or whatever, because y'all disagree with her points of how it is that she's talking, even though she is talking crazy. I'm like, yeah. But then when I did a little bit more research and I look, I'm like, oh, that is you. I'm like, wow, like you really sat up here and that's some crazy work. Like I said, self-hatred. Self-hatred is a hell of a drug. And a lot of people don't want to call that out or talk about it at all. They just want to move past it and they want to blame this or blame that, when realistically this is an internal thing. This is an internal type of thing. So then we got this video here. And so let me go back to my first response, right? I gave a response to GF first. So let me just give my shout outs. We got much love and respect to everybody in the live stream during the time. We got Martin, we got Furner, we got Devin, we got G, Shamika, we got Miss Braxton, we got Ty in the building. What is up? What is up? We got DSA1, Ishmael, we got Thomas. What is up? What is up? G has stated that black doesn't exist. The main thing that I was stating while my mic was muted was that I get that. Trust me, I went over the definitions and everything. My main thing is I don't get caught up on it anymore, because there's a lot of other things that we should, in a sense, technically worried about. But again, I get it. But to take it a step further, if we're going to look at the base level of black is not a thing, it doesn't exist, cool, fine, no problem. The actual name that you have on your state ID, your social security, your birth certificate doesn't exist. You don't even have ownership directly of it. That's not even your actual name. So it's like, in a sense, how deep are people actually going to take it? To an extent. But again, everybody, has their own battles that they want to sit up there and fight, that they feel are the utmost important. So, I get that. I'm just saying, for me, I just leave it as is. People want to say adios, or ADOS, FBA, B1, whatnot, or whatever, black, African American, all the other type of stuff. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm not about to, fight everybody and try to knock on everybody's door, trying to, get them to see it how I see it, just saying. But I understand the sentiments. I do understand. But this brother here is 100% correct when he was stating that we wouldn't, in a sense, have to do a quote unquote black history or black inventors or black doctors or we wouldn't have to do it if America would actually just be honest about the history, about the contributions, about everything that has taken place in the United States. If America would actually stop lying about everything, we wouldn't have to do this. So then, Morgan Freeman can get his wish of like, oh, we don't need Black History Month, all this other type of stuff. We're just American, right? Then we could actually do that, right? And it's like, I always thought that it was crazy for Morgan Freeman to say something like that, given the fact of how old he is and the different things that he was able to experience, the many walks that he has taken through life, in the different eras, that he has seen, and how things have transitioned. And like I said before, things could actually be a lot differently. But again, we're in America. A lot of people don't want to be honest. A lot of people don't want to admit that they're wrong. And like I've told people before, America always wants to be right. They never want to be wrong. Even when they're wrong, they're still right. And that's a problem. This is why America is in the predicament that is in when it deals with the world, when it deals with wars and, all of these other types of things, right? So again, where is the love, guys? Where's the love? Well, let's continue.
Big 2,000 followers, chat.
Chucky, shut up. Seriously, dude, 2,000 followers ain't gonna get you nothing. Like, what do you want me to do? Congratulate you, give you a cookie? People who hit that in 1 week. Once you hit 10K, yeah, let me know. Then we could talk about something. Then you could scream and do whatever you want to do. But 2,000 followers ain't nothing. That's why mommy keep coming here and yelling at you. Because you always doing the same thing. Screaming for what? Yeah, okay.
So what you just witnessed And I want to pay very close attention to something, right? So the young man, and this is a young dude, right? He's obviously on Twitch, and he was hyped when he hit 2K followers. The sister and the mom don't support him, right? The main most important women that are in his life, that are a part of him, his bloodline, don't even support him, right? His mom is not, happy for him or whatnot or whatever. She could pretty much care less. The sister's like, what are you hollering for? What are you yelling for? You think I'm about to clap it up, give you a cookie because you got 2K followers? You got people out here that get that in a day. That's some crazy work. And you saw how, let me just pull this back real quick, right? So you saw how this young man, he was happy, right? He is jumping on the bed. He just hit 2K. He is ecstatic. He is on top of the world. He felt like something that was impossible for him to do, something that took him so long to get. He finally got it. He finally met that goal, right? And now he's probably envisioning and thinking about the next goal. He's probably now thinking about, like 15 or 20K. If I was able to cross this mark of 2K, now I can sit up there and do anything, right? Now I got, people that actually love my content, that actually support me. And one of the main women that is in his life, that's a part of his family, that's in the exact same household, brought him from 100 all the way down to 0. All the way down to 0 in less than 30 seconds. That's some crazy work. That's some crazy work. And this is why I remember when I would watch certain videos on X, and there was a guy speaking, and he would state that during a certain point in time in a boy or a young man's life, they would remove the young men or the young boys away from the women, because the women have an ability to tear down at such a type of, deep level that it will just do something. And you were able to witness that directly in this video. So again, this is not me making stuff up. This is not me just throwing stuff directly out here. You literally saw that. This wasn't his girlfriend or some friend that he knew. That was his own sister. And then she also brought up the fact that his mom does the exact same thing to him. That's some crazy work, to have people in your own family that don't believe you and don't support you. But like I said, it's not that crazy, because I, being a content creator, know exactly how this young man feels. I, as a content creator, know how it is to not have, family and whatnot actually support you when you're trying to do something new, trying to do something different. You're the only person that you really got to, in a sense, hold you down when you want to realistically chase after your dreams. You're the only one that's going to believe in you, value you, respect you. You're the only one that's going to push yourself forward. Nobody else is going to do that, nor can anybody realistically do it, in a sense. But it's crazy to think that you just want a little bit of a positive something from the people that you love so much, and you can't even get that. But mind you, let him hit 100K subs on Twitch or on social media, and he's receiving thousands or tens of thousands per month, and hundreds, if not thousands, from people just donating. Oh, his sister it would be a whole different tune. She'll love him and all of this other type of stuff, because she's now thinking selfishly. She's like, okay, well, he's making money, so now I can sit up there and come to him, when I need some money or whatnot or whatever, and he can sit up there and do for me. The mom, who is unsupportive of her son's ambitions and dreams and goals, now she's going to sit up there and come through and try to highlight and big him up and start talking to her girlfriends and other people like, oh yeah, my son, he's big on social media, he got 100K, he's making tens of thousands of dollars, he just sat up there and got me a car, he probably going to get me out. Like I said, it's always that selfish type of thing. It's always that selfish type of thing. And this is why I tell a lot of guys out here that you got to start removing yourself and separating yourself from a lot of people, because it ain't worth it at the end of the day. Because the same people who didn't support you in the beginning are the same people that are going to siphon or leech off of you once you start making it. And then when it comes to a moment in time where you're facing hardships, chasing your dreams or whatnot, whatever, those same people that were siphoning, now they're nowhere to be found because they can't get nothing from you. Because everything ain't hot, everything ain't popping. Now they nowhere to be found. They off somewhere else. They off doing their own thing. They're not going to be there to lift you up. They're not going to be there to, pick you back up so they can keep siphoning. They're going to let you depend on you and fix that. And then once you do that again, now they're going to be right back there in your corner. So this is why I tell, like I said, coming from experience, this is why I try to tell a lot of people that you need to start cutting a lot of people off, even if it's family, even if it's friends, whatever it has to sit up there and do. Because doing this type of journey, going after your dreams, your goals, or whatever it is going to be a very cold and a hard walk. Like I told y'all before, I done sat up there when I was first starting this. I posted stuff on social media to friends and family. I had people sit up there and delete me. I had people that didn't even want to pull up just to hit button, just on the video. Video might have had about like 50, 75, or maybe like 100 views. Couldn't even get people who are normally on social media watching everybody else's stuff just to come through and support me. And these are people that I quote unquote like knew for years. I'm talking about like, like family, like people I knew for years, like Christmases, holidays, all of that stuff, right? Wasn't trying to pull up and nothing. But mind you, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if it ever comes to a point in time that I happen to really like make it large or whatnot or whatever, those same people that was nowhere to be found, magically they're going to try to hit me up on social media. I promise you. I can promise you beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because I done seen this happen to, you done heard celebrities sit up there and talk about it. You done heard other people on social media sit up there and talk about it. Magically, when you make something for yourself, everybody want to pull up to the scene as if they were there. As if they were like right there with you struggling. It's some crazy work. It's some crazy work. Here go this man right here. We got Brandon B World. This man was like, yeah, I was right there when this man was selling beans. Yo, the first videos, I will admit, like I said, shout out to the Nation of Islam. I had I had my nice white shirt on, trying to look real studious, like a reporter. Things like that. And yeah. But then I just started, wearing my normal stuff and that was it. Yeah, that man brings us up every year, I tell you. Every single year, I tell you. You said you may not have had a family to support you, but you sure do have some friends that did. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like when it came through to the, like, let's say like me doing like the live streams and like the videos like here and there and whatnot, I would sit up there and have literally people that I played Xbox with from, let's say, like the 360 days, pull up to the scene and be like, yo, man, that's a dope video. Just like leaving just like, a random comment or something like that. Right? Hitting the like button. Or even in some instances, like sharing a video. Right? Crazy work. And again, these are people I never sit up there and like really like meet them in like real life. We ain't really, done, like holiday parties and nothing like that. But you got other people out here that will pull up for you before your own family will. And that's some crazy work. Even some of y'all here have pulled up before my own family has. So again, this is why whenever I happen to do, like the live streams and the videos, I happen to give my love and appreciation. Because this is stuff that, even though it's very like simple, again, to people who are content creators, like it does mean a lot. Like the smallest things, it's a large thing for like content creators. Because again, y'all don't have to share videos, y'all don't even have to sit up there and be here, y'all don't got to hit the like button, right? You don't even have to click when you see us go live or even watch a video, but you do. And like I said, that's that's some dope things. That's very dope. So again, as I continuously state, for other people out there that's wanting to do things directly on social media, please continue. Please, chase your dreams, no matter what anybody else is sitting up there saying, no matter what it is that anybody else is sitting up there telling you. You're not going to work, fail this You got to also understand that a lot of people that tell you automatically that whatever you want to do is going to fail, they were originally failures and still are, because there were a lot of dreams and aspirations that they never accomplished or never got a chance to. Maybe it might have been, let's say, somebody from like old school, from like the NFL or something, like, yo, young blood, like, I would have been in the NFL if, this leg didn't give it, it might have been like some stuff like that. Right. If my shoulder, I was hooping like, better than Jordan. If it's always those type of stories. And I heard those stories when I was younger. But then you would have people like that that'll sit up there and tell you, like, yeah, you ain't gonna make that dream. That's not gonna happen. But that's because they're still failures and they're still in that failure state of mind, and they never got out of that. So the moment in time that they see somebody that could potentially outdo them or do more, or do better, they're like, no, I gotta squash that. If I ain't making, I'm about to make sure you ain't gonna make it. So this is why I said before, like, you either got to surround yourself around people who have the exact same mindset and belief, or you got to just surround yourself with yourself and you just got to keep moving. Like I said, because you have a lot of people that will decide to sit up there and just do whatever. Some crazy work. Crazy work. But let's continue.
Just have a good old time dancing. Here comes single white female that thinks she's the black man's dream and everybody wants her. Tries to dance with him, ain't got no rhythm, and then boom, become the black one. That beautiful black woman that got all the rhythm and soul because she was genetically made and created for her black man. And then watch how when they start dancing together and then coming together, they got rid of the single white female. Ain't nothing better than that.
Some crazy work. So hold on, let's take that back real quick, right? So the brother was just dancing, minding his own business. Random woman just decided to come up, and she was just doing some random, two stuff. She didn't know what she was doing, but she was just trying to get some attention. She was, I guess that was her way of acknowledging that, hey, I'm single, I'm interested, let's dance, and all the other type of good stuff. The dude was just, just vibing, just, whatever. He didn't really like, walk away from her or anything like that. He just, in a sense, kept going. Right. And then from out of, nowhere, you ended up having a black woman come from directly up out of the crowd. She saw the situation and she was like, yeah, let me go have this work. And she knew what was about to set up to happen, because at that moment that the black woman walked up, you see that bow. She was like, well, that was it for me, guys. I had a nice run. I tried. I don't really, have the steps down. She's about to sit up there and do it, right? And this is that bow of shame. This is that bow of shame. And at least she bowed out gracefully, right? She didn't decide to get irate. She didn't, get mad. She didn't want to start doing expletives and all that other, type of stuff. And then even with that, she was like, okay, well, maybe I can still figure out a way to sit up there and do this. And she was like, nope, can't do it. They got rhythm. They got the movement. She, pretty much threw her hands up to the Lord and said, Jesus, take the wheel. And Jesus drove her directly off the scene. And that was it. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Right? You just, see the black guy there, and you can obviously tell, like, he's happy, he's ecstatic. He's like, hey, somebody got rhythm, hey, let's, hey, left, right, they sitting up here doing it. They sitting up there doing it. That's dope. She possibly even potentially just saved his life and his future. I'm just gonna put that directly out there. Just want to put that out there again. Happy Valentine's Day to those directly out there. Brady B. Ward was like, she tried. Yeah, she did. She tried and failed. But at the end of the day, she still got Jesus. Let me tell you. But let's continue. Wait. Which radio is this? Wait, didn't I? Oh, I put this. Okay, I put that up there twice. That's what that is. Okay. So I can actually take that one down. Let me do that. And let me go to the next video.
I just had to pick up these Ray-Ban glasses because I'm gonna need my hands because I'm gonna be taking delivery of my brand new track hold. It's on the way, so I just picked these up and then I'm gonna give y'all some footage through the lens.
Yo, what's up, New Era? What is up? What is up? What is up? Water excess, Shakira's soul is the biggest self-hater on earth. Yeah, she is. For years, which is crazy. Knowing the work that she's done. And you got the nerve to talk about black people. You have no room to speak. Crazy work.
Yeah. That's good. Appreciate that, sir.
You said I got her tweet. Yeah, I showed off both of her tweets. So the new thing I started doing now is if I have to, well, at least during the live streams, if I have to mute the video, I'll at least put a time limit up there so people will know. Right? I didn't know I could actually do that before. I didn't know how to do it. So again, I'm working on some stuff. But we can actually just, well, technically, I didn't want to speed past this either because I felt like it was an important part. I had to mute it for YouTube reasons because of copyright music and stuff like that. But you can see the black man ended up passing a cop that was directly on the side of the road, obviously looking for speeders. This guy was not speeding at all. So, you know, he went a little bit of a distance so that he could, you know, stop directly on the side. And I think it should cut into the audio in a few seconds. How long did I have this muted? Okay, yeah. Should be, yeah.
I got this hoe at 53 miles. I got pulled over at 55 miles. It's crazy.
I feel like this dude is from Detroit. I'm just saying.
And I got the glasses.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Like when you got cited for driving an unregistered Dodge Charger, you were in California. So when we run you out of California, you have an index number out of California.
And it was both brand new. They was both brand new.
Right? Well, you see how that looks on our end?
They was both brand new though.
We're rolling around in brand new Dodges, which are commonly stolen.
Now let me just freeze it right there, right? So the brother was like, hey, the cop was like, all right, we got you, caught you in California, and we basically ran it there, and we had an issue there because you had a brand new car, yada yada yada. And then we come here and you're in another brand new car. And, you know, don't you understand how that, you know, looks? How does that look? So people can't drive brand new cars? Because I promise you, there's tons of white folks out here and others that are driving brand new cars and they're not getting stopped multiple times. And I just want to make this very clear to a lot of people. Primarily, this happens to black people, but more specifically, this happens to black men or young black men when they're driving a brand new car. Because you have a lot of people out there that are jealous, that are envious. And a lot of those people also include cops because they're like, yo, on my salary, how much I get paid, yada, yada, yada. I don't even have that yet. So how did you get it? Where did you come from? Like, what job do you specifically have that allows you to do something that I can't even, right? It's that whole type of deal. And the other thing I want to point out too, to any of the young guys out here, this is why it's very important to have cameras rolling. It don't matter if you got like the Ray-Bans like he got where you could record, or if you got like another camera going that's directly in the car, both front and back cameras. Always have a camera, because whenever you get stopped, you don't know what these cops are up to, what it is that they may possibly do. Because as I've shown you guys enough times on this channel, cops have come directly to ordinary people's homes And if the cops happen to see a camera looking at them, they'll block the camera. They'll magically knock the camera down. They will turn the camera in another direction. Like, they are making sure that you can't record them. And you have to ask yourself why. Why would you only want the perspective of your body camera and not the perspective from another angle? Right? Seems like the cops will have something to hide, right? But let's continue.
But these aren't stolen, or they're not registered as stolen. And I'm obviously somebody who doesn't need to steal cars.
I don't know that. I don't know you. I don't watch football.
You don't have to watch football. It's just they're not. Nothing says that they're stolen. Nothing says that I'm stealing cars.
I didn't say you are. I'm saying that's what it looks like, right? So give us a couple minutes. We gotta look a bunch of stuff up. Okay?
Brand new Trackhawk, bro. I got the Trackhawk at 53 miles. I got pulled over at 55 miles, bro. Can't make this up, man. I've been waiting. I've been waiting all day to get this off the truck. I just literally got this off the truck. And I'm doing my wraparound. I just got the car off the truck, so you know what I'm finna do. You know I'm about to spin. You know I'm about to spin. I'm about to hear the engine. I'm about to brand new whip, bro. You know how this go. And bro said, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna have to pull you over. Here you come.
I'm not gonna get you out of the car, but I want you to pop that door open.
You want me to pop the hood too?
No, you're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to see what's under the hood? You want to see what's under the hood? No, you don't know what's under the hood. Yeah. Hey, let me go. Hey, let me hit it real quick. You trying to hear it? We out of here. We out of here. I said, you trying to hear it? He said, hell yeah, go for it.
That was funny. But usually in most incidences, that's not how that tends to work out. And I also feel that because he was recording from two different angles and the cop probably noticed that he was recording, he acted differently. That's why he sat up there and told him, I'm not going to have you get out the car. Let me just see, you know, the information on the side of the door, and, you know, and then we're just going to pretty much be fine. And that's what he did. Because there's been too many incidences that you've had, even if it was a black man going to a Mustang, right? His own car on the side of the street. You've had cops wanting to sit up there and tackle a dude. They wanted to arrest him. They wanted to do all of these things that were highly unnecessary. And those incidences happen because somebody else called on that black man. Who was like, oh, I see a suspicious black guy going to a highly expensive car. It doesn't look like it's his. It doesn't look like he can afford it. It don't even look like he belongs in this neighborhood. I don't even know. Right. It's usually that whole type of thing. And then cops want to amp themselves up and they want to, you know, quote unquote, go to war over nothing. Again, it's crazy. But luckily, again, his situation ended up completely different. This is why I happen to tell people to record. Make sure you got a camera on the front, camera on the back. If you can afford some glasses that can record, have a camera on your person, have a backup camera by way of a camera on your vest. But the funniest thing is, even if you have a lot of those things, you'll have cops that will decide that, oh, we're going to sabotage the footage, or, you know, we're going to cut the cords or do whatever it is that we need to sit up there and do so you can't see anything, or so that only our body cams will sit up there and record. Because these cops, they know how to use these body cams. They know that it takes about they'll only record the last, once they click it on, the last 30 or 20 or 25 seconds of an initial reaction. So the reaction could have went well, and then a cop will decide to sit up there and say something to antagonize or to agitate the situation. And then at that moment, when they know that they're going to get the response that they want, they'll sit up there, wait a little bit more time, cut on that body cam so that it'll only record not what the cop said, but what it is or how it is that the person is responding to the cop. So then from that perspective of where the camera started, everybody was like, oh, well, the cop was in the right. Look how agitated, look how, nervous, look how anxious, look how mad this person is. And we like it doesn't even make any type of sense. It's just a stop, yada, 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 all the other type of good. Like I said, just always make sure to have cameras directly on you, right? But let's continue. And this is a story that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen before.
We left from I was a cut weird and the ring goes thing for so one me. I am not a weird. I cannot place in the tired to see.
Got everything. Wait.
Kind of gave my whole life and ran out of. Oh no, I might be cutting rings.
I got more stress and all my car is slow.
I can sit in this car.
Not for me to anything.
Yes, I can.
So let me just pause it real quick. So the first video that you were able to see, you probably couldn't make out everything that she was stating, but this is in a sense for the lawsuit that she has against Lyft, because the original Lyft driver that was supposed to pick her up stated that she's not going to be able to fit in the car, right? So she decided to go to whatever rent-a-car spot, and she decided to put herself in quite a few vehicles to basically show that even at her size, she can fit in vehicles, right? So you clearly see her get directly in, this vehicle here. It drives up. She gets directly in the vehicle, closes the door. The other guy gets directly into the car as well, the driver, and decides to start driving. Even though, mind you, you can tell that the car is heavier on one side. And again, this would be what considered like an SUV or what have you, right? So then does the exact same thing, but this time she's driving to further prove that she can, of course, get into the car. But the car that was here was way lower to the ground. And let me just let this play.
So
Hold
what
on.
am I doing on my money?
Well, I'm gonna cancel you and not gonna be current.
So you thought of being I think getting a lift because I can't fit in your car.
Yeah, you need to order a direct call.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm current.
What makes you think I can't sit in the car?
Was the party swirling the back?
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah,
So
sorry, I think.
Hold on. So this is my problem. You said that your best friend has a Benz, right? Trying to flex or what have you. So the problem is, instead of calling the Lyft, why didn't you call your friend that got a Benz? If you could fit in your friend's Benz, why didn't you call that friend to sit up there and come pick you up? Why did you order a Lyft? And I want people to remember that this woman is a rapper. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to sit up there and say, but I'm doing my best to just hold back. Yo, I agree with who was that just said that in the comment section? Like her case should be none of your biz said her case should be thrown out. Lyft and Uber drivers have the right to I cancel the ride too. You ain't about to sit up there and get up in my car. Especially like if I have a hoopty. Like if I got a hoopty, you hear it almost sounds like it's on like its last leg. It's already sitting low to the ground. Yeah, we ain't doing that. You are not about to be sitting up there just no, son. We're not doing that. We don't got the suspension for that. We don't have a suspension for that. It's just not gonna happen. God did not make this car for that. It just didn't. It just didn't. But let's continue.
So you really fellery. I'm so busy getting no car. So I gotta order another list.
Yeah. I would be more and more specific with you. I got very tired of firing.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no place?
Yeah, I got more place in the back.
How do you know I don't have no place?
Because I tried people.
Like I said, the man was, and I want to just put this out there. No matter what her size was, that man was being as nice as possible. He wasn't saying nothing disrespectful. He wasn't saying nothing out of the way. He's worried. This is the only ride that he has. He's more than likely using his only car and putting a whole bunch of miles on it in order to basically make ends meet for his home, his family, whatever it is. You're in a sense jeopardizing that because you want to force him to take you because you ordered the lift. You could easily cancel and just get another lift. But like I said before, when you have a lot of these hood style type rappers that ain't getting no type of like light directly out here, record labels ain't really looking at them, ain't nothing really moving, there has to be some type of controversy wrapped around their name so that they can profit off of this. So because this was able to highlight and this put her name directly out there on social media and people was probably going to like her YouTube or whatever it is, now it's time to sit up there and get this moving. Now she got the 15 minutes that she wanted and she's going to ride this all the way through until the tires are bald. So then she went from that to then showing up on the news talking about she got a lawsuit and all this other type of stuff, yada, yada, yada. Then she went from that to a few, weeks or within a month. And then she had the video where it showed her getting into a variety of cars trying to solidify her stance that she was discriminated against because of her weight. No. You again, everything that is taking place, you did directly to yourself. That's the best way I can sit up there and put it. You are the cause. If you take her directly out of this situation, would we have this issue with Lyft right now? No, we wouldn't. It's just like the same thing with the airliners, where you got people like her that want to pull up to these planes and then we'll sit up there like, oh, you guys should be more accommodating. These aisles, these planes need to be bigger. These aisles need to be wider. These seats, no. You should just pull back on some weight. You should accommodate yourself. You should accommodate your health. Everybody else shouldn't have to accommodate you because you want to just sit up there and, and do whatever in life. Nah, that's not how that works. That is not how that works. And a lot of businesses need to stop bending the knee to nonsense like this, because this is nonsense. This is 100% nonsense. Like I said, shout out to Lizzo, because at one moment in time, Lizzo, she was all about being who it is that she was at the weight that she was, being all positive, and she was trying to uplift other women as well, and all of that good stuff, showcasing all that in its glory. And then over time, somehow, some way, Lizzo was like, you know what? I'm about to sit up there and start working. I'm about to start losing weight. And she did that. If you actually look at Lizzo now versus when Lizzo first came out, it is a difference. It is a difference. And she is going to live a lot longer. She is going to be a lot more healthier and happier as well. But like I said, you can't, in a sense, tell a lot of people that because a lot of people don't want to happen to hear that. They feel that that's being like fat phobic or you're fat shaming, weight shaming, all this other type of stuff. It's like, nah, it's like you got to look out for your health at the end of the day. You got to actually care for your health. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that you're 1000% healthy and you know that you're not. Like, like I said, it's just a whole bunch of shenanigans out here. It's just crazy work. But let's continue.
So what did you buy?
Leggings.
Why? What kind?
They're Lululemon off this weird website I found because they were only like $80. So I got them, and they like asked for my card number, so I gave it to them so they could charge my card. And they needed my social security, so I just gave it to them. But it's been a while and I haven't gotten them.
So you gave a website your social security number
For $8 Lululemon leggings? Yeah.
for $8?
80.
You paid $80 for leggings?
Mom, they run for more expensive.
I'm sorry. You paid $80 for
Do
leggings.
you know what Lululemon is? Let me get my Lulu.
On top of that, you gave a website your social security number.
Yeah, so I'm just still waiting for the leggings. Haven't got them.
You got scammed.
No, I haven't lost hope.
Why would you give anybody your social security number?
Because they asked for it.
Jesus Christ.
I need a lot of parents out there to start talking to their kids. I'm just gonna be honest. I need a lot of parents out there to start, talking to your kids, and teaching them, the traps that are directly out here. Because realistically, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't make any type of sense that living in a digital age, that even with the younger generation, that anything like this should be happening. It realistically, it just should not even be a thing. I don't know how you will be like, okay, they ask you for your debit card information. Okay, that's fine. right? Name, apartment address, all the other type of stuff. And then it's like, yeah, we need your social security. No business out here needs your social security. They don't need that. But you decided to give them the social security because you were able to get some Lululemon leggings, just some piece of fabric that you're going to wear. And you decided to pay $80 for it, and you thought it was a steal because they normally cost more. The only reason they cost more is because of the brand name. Because mind you, a lot of the stuff is more than likely made in China. More than likely made in China, and they do it for cheap. They sit up there and measure out. They buy the fabric in bulk, so it's a lot cheaper. And then once they get that bulk fabric, they make their cuts or whatever it is that they got to do, and then they sell it for a higher price. It's crazy work. It's the same thing that they did with Jordans. Jordans, I think what they say Jordans cost about what, like $13 to make, but then they turn around and they upcharge and sell them for about like 200 or something. Crazy work out here. Shout out to Stefan Marbury for putting that information directly out there, because he said back during the times of the early 2000s that his factory, which made his shoes, was right next to the factory that makes Jordans. So he knew firsthand, being directly over there, how much it costs to make Jordans. And it's like, even still to this day, with that information being known, people will still be willing to pay $200 and something for Jordans, even though those shoes don't last any better than other shoes directly out here. Crazy work. It's crazy work directly out here. Crazy work. But yeah, parents, please talk to your kids so they don't fall for this trap. And then you gotta try to apply and get them another social security number. Please just have a conversation with your kids. Let's continue.
Oh, I've got to go get my kids.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
I don't give a fuck about you.
911.
I gotta go.
Go for it.
Well, I don't want to go for it because I want you to smell this.
How old are you by any chance?
I'm 26.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the age had to do with anything, but you know.
That's cool. I don't want to track anything in. You have a donut in your front lawn.
Hi. This is Haley on Redbird. The houses are clean, so they still like.
Are you calling the dog? I'm right here.
I understand that your people here are extremely rude. Extremely rude. I'm not paying for this service.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not. He's rude. Like,
Oh,
I think
hey.
it cost me to come here.
Yes, they do.
He's been rude since he got here. He's rude right now. He's been very sarcastic. The couch itself like case. You can come in and smell it yourself. I have brought it up, and he's like, I might get feel like He's like, cool. That's cool. No, it's not. I gotta go pick up my kids right now.
No, you're.
I'm not going to hear him.
Yeah.
You hear him?
You hear me?
This is so unprofessional.
I am a professional.
You're saying my God. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You gotta come get your fucking. This is a bad fucking review. I will.
You give me my money.
Get the fuck out of my house right now.
Call the cops.
I gotta go get my kids.
No one gets your kids.
I give a fuck. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Go for it. Go for it. I'm calling the cops on your ass.
Good. Get the
No.
fuck out.
No, the cops are coming right now. The cops are coming right now.
Have the cops.
You're not
going
gonna.
That's
fine.
No. Get the fuck.
I'm calling the cops on you for theft of
Good.
service and assault.
Good.
Fucking
Smell my
jail.
fucking shit. I'm not going to jail. You're on my property,
Going to
bitch.
jail.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, I'm so fucking.
I've got to go get my kids.
I don't give it about your kids.
I don't give a fuck.
911.
Cool. Call them. I hope they're here when I get here.
Yes, I've been assaulted. Yes,
That man was like, I've been assaulted. So this is what happened, right? So she ordered a carpet cleaning service to come directly to her home, right? Obviously, she has pets or whatnot, whatever. There was probably like a stain, there was probably a smell, and they were supposed to do some work. They were supposed to treat it like they normally do and get rid of the smell, clean the carpet. Everything was said, done, and fine. She was like, I don't know exactly what y'all did, but there's still a smell here. Like you may want to, come here and, smell this and all this other type of stuff. And they had a back and forth and yada, yada, yada. Realistically, how I look at it is that both the customer and the worker were rude to each other. I feel like this actually balances everything out for both parties. I don't feel like anybody was in the right at all, but, obviously somebody ended up being in the right, and the police ended up getting involved. So that puts us to this video here, which is her response.
I'm on here and address a couple of things. For the ones that are like, this was just to get a free service, or I don't have the money and I'm just trying to get out of paying. Like, I paid him before the service even started. I literally had cash, put it on the table, and he could have grabbed it at any moment. But the minute the altercation started and he was like bucking up at me, is when I reached out and grabbed the cash. You can see the cash in my hand as I'm walking out the door. So that can go out the door. Like, obviously I had the money. He was already paid, and I paid anyway. Like, they said, the cops had called me after I left and said that they want to press charges for assault and theft of service unless I pay. And so I paid. I don't know the law. I've never been in trouble. I didn't know what to do. I wanted it to be over with. So yeah, I paid. Do I think it's unfair? I think it's very unfair. But okay, so that's that. And then for the people that are like, oh, she's crazy. I've worked with people like that before. Like, he only reacted that way because of her. Like, I wasn't acting any kind of way. I was just trying to tell him, like, there's still a spot that smells bad. And he didn't want to communicate with me. I had no clue what was going on. He's mixing something, but he's not telling me what's going on.
Notice how we were able to see the first video. You saw how irate, you saw how belligerent, you saw how disrespectful, you saw how she was cutting him off. You saw that she was argumentative, both outside and inside and at the door, and while walking to her car. We all clearly saw this, right? But she wants to paint the story as if we didn't just watch this, as if we didn't just witness this happening for about a good 2 minutes, 30 seconds, close to 3 minutes, as if we didn't just sit here and watch her mouth fly. We had to have sheep animals, trying to blur out the cuss words and all other types of things. Again, how we saw the actual video versus how she's trying to portray it when she has a camera set up directly in her car. It's crazy work directly out here. Crazy work. This is also Black History Month, and this is how a lot of black towns and cities were burned down because women like this were able to turn around and just lie and tell some type of, long tale and weave together some type of fable, and everybody believed it. But let's continue.
So I called the company to ask them to really see what was going on. Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to get another service done? Like, just communicate. But the minute he seen that, he freaked out on me. So really, until he started cussing and freaking out is when I freaked out. So if anything, if anyone reacted because of something, I reacted because of the way he was talking to me. So that remark makes no sense.
Hold on, I just got to break this for a minute. So I'm just see, this is the confusing part, and I love trolls at this moment in time. So you said, why don't black people tip? Seen some comedians talk about it. The funniest thing is we're literally watching a video between a white man and a white woman, and we're looking at and dealing with customer service, how the customer acts and how the worker acts. And somehow, some way, you're bringing black people up into the situation. Well, how about this one? Let me just do this one because you want to try to generalize. I, as a black man, whenever it is that I happen to, like, let's say, order Domino's or from any of the normal pizza places, or even just from Uber Eats, I've always given tips. At least about $10, if not, a little bit more. So you're talking obviously to the wrong one. You may want to sit up there and talk to yourself, because I'm pretty sure that you're not giving continuous if you're ordering about 5 or 7 days out of the week, if so be it. You're not sitting up there giving like $10 tips. Just saying, you're not sitting up there doing that. So again, you may want to specifically only reference and talk about yourself instead of trying to you know, bring up black people when there's no need to even talk about or bring up black people. But like I said before, somehow, some way, y'all can't stay focused on a topic without, you know, black people being thrown in somehow, some way. Let's continue.
Really, there's not much to say on the aftermath. It's, I left, the cops came. You can't hear anything that the cops are saying or they're saying to the cops because they're too far out of the road. Like, to this day, I still don't really know what was said between them. But they called, told me I had to pay. I paid. After that, my husband sent pictures of my car to her, and she doesn't believe that that's from the hoses, even though I sent her footage of them scratching my car. But whatever, that's that. I can care less. But she's not once ever reached out to me and apologized. She's never called. She's never texted. The only way we've like talked to each other is our responses on Google back and forth. And then I reported to the BBB, and that got denied because she lied about everything. But honestly, if they were to watch the video, it's kind of comical because everything she put in response is a lie. Like, the footage can show every word she said is a lie, but that is what it is. And she's gonna keep deleting anybody else's reviews because she has proof of service for my reviews on there, because obviously I had service done. She did try to press charges on me again for posting these videos and the footage, but when the detective, like a whole different cop, called me to get my side of the story, he honestly took my side. He said I had every right to remove him from my home after telling him to leave, and he refused to. For them damaging my car, for trying to intimidate me in my home. Like, I had a lot of reasons for the way that I reacted, and he agreed with it. So they don't have anything on me. And if they don't like me posting these or like the reviews, then simply call me. Just call me and have a conversation. Apologize. Take accountability. That's all I'm asking for. Literally, the minute I get a call from her and get an apology, you won't hear from me again about this. But until then, I don't think this company deserves for me to take it down. Like, I think people deserve to know what kind of company this is. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Like, there's not much more. There's no other videos to it. I mean, it's just crickets at this point. And they're probably going to be mad that I'm posting this again. But like I said, just call and apologize. That's all I want. I mean, as a business owner, it's not hard to do.
Right. So we were able to pretty much get the gist and hear the whole thing. What was that? Somebody said maybe black people stop complaining, people would stop talking about them. What are you even talking about? You don't even make sense. Again, we literally watched, I want to say about what, like 6 minutes, and this was dealing with the white community. Y'all can't even stay focused when it's solely a video or videos about y'all. Somehow, some way, your brain is like, this brain rot is a little bit too deep. Black people. Like, it's hilarious. It is the most diabolical thing known to man. But as stated before, you know, somehow, some way, you guys find your way here in order to list some type of complaints. It's some crazy work directly out here. But like I said, it is what it is. You know, instead of complaining, you could actually be out there on Valentine's Day, but obviously you're lonely and alone and can't afford to get anybody. So it'd be like that. So here you are. But as I stated before, the craziest thing is, again, both people were directly in the wrong. The worker was the only other person that was not in the wrong was the second worker. The second worker was just staying out there by the car. He's like, yo, I'm out of it. I don't have nothing to do with this. I'm going to let y'all sit up there and argue. I'm just trying to get out of here. I'm just trying to go home and get something to eat. I'm just trying to go to the next job. That's all he wanted to do. He was not trying to be in any of that. It was the only main two that were there. Technically three, if you count, I guess the woman who is the owner that, you know, stated that she tried to file charges against this woman here because she posted a video and left a negative review. I'm not sure how you could try to do that with police, which doesn't make any type of sense. Again, she is a customer. They stated that, you know, she had to pay, you know, or else. So she was like, hey, I don't know how the law works, yada, yada, yada. So I just decided to pay just to, you know, get it, you know, said and done. But she still went back through there and left a review, which she's able to do because she is a paying customer. Irregardless on how the video set up there and went, she still, you know, set up and pay. Like I said, it's some crazy work. It's some crazy work directly on both sides. 100% crazy work. Diabolical. Mm, 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 mm. But yeah, like somebody said, it's funny how a lot of these people say that they don't see color, but somehow, some way, they always bring up black people. Interesting. Interesting. So we got another video here. This one's a little bit of a longer one. I do have the other 4 videos that actually match up with it, but I have to specifically go through those just to make sure everything is everything like I normally do with the ones that you see in front of you. Let me just make sure I got captions. I don't got captions to it. It doesn't matter. So I'll just put it directly up there, and let me see. Put that up there. So this video try to give you guys a little bit of a picture. So basically, 2 young men were involved in a shooting that took place. One of the young men passed, and the mother of the young man who passed is the one that you're going to see here speaking. The other young man who was there, who survived, was on social media. He made about several videos going through the situation and, you know, telling some other things or adding stuff in. So you're going to hear the mother of the young man who passed defending her son and also trying to inform other people out there, and also, in a sense, directly address the other young man about the inaccuracies of the video or the information that he's putting out on social media.
Today, to counteract and do some correction to a live that went viral yesterday concerning my son KJ. Clemente, for 4 years now, you have lied to me about my son. I have asked you, you came to me, to Charlotte, to tell me, to ask me for forgiveness about my son's death, because you knew then that you knew who killed him and wouldn't say nothing. But yet now, 4 years later, you trying to profit off of my son's death when all the time it was your fault why he got killed. They wasn't after my child, they was after you. You knew they was coming for you, and you knew my son was a protector. And you figured if my son was there with you, he would protect you. But I thank God that he was asleep. He did not suffer. But you suffered. And you are still suffering right to this day. That's why you're doing the live, trying to gain money, because you are a conniving, sneaky, dishonest individual. A child that my son took under his wing when nobody else would give you a chance, when nobody in Lakeland High School in Suffolk liked you, when you was going to the alternative school because of your behavior. My son was the only one who came to you, took you under his wing as his little brother, and invited you to go places with him, to hang out with him. And you know what I'm talking about, because that's when he had a black BMW. See, my son didn't start off with nothing. He always started out with something of his own. You are the one with a leech onto my son. Then you had to have a nerve to say, oh, he was a big boy and he slept, he fell asleep because he had narcolepsy. You couldn't even say the damn word. Lord, forgive my mouth. But you couldn't even say the word. My son didn't have no sickness, no sleeping disorder. God allowed him to be asleep so he wouldn't have to suffer of what was going to happen. And why I questioned, Lord, the God of mine for many years, and why he took my child and not you. I questioned it, but I came to realization my child was ready. My child was saved. He may not have walked the walk like everybody else expected him to, but I know what he was. He was a good individual who loved everybody, who never, ever met a stranger. And everybody that has come to me, has talked to me, has blown my phone up since you went live with that foolishness, has blown, my phone has not stopped ringing. But you gonna get on live and try to gain money from my son that you knew 4 years ago what had happened. And you chose to tell the detective you didn't know nothing. You even came to me and asked for forgiveness At that time, I didn't know why you was asking me for forgiveness because I didn't think you had nothing to do with it. But now, 4 years later, and you doing this video, now I know why you came to me and asked for forgiveness because you knew you had something to do with it. But that's okay. Your time is coming. Your time is coming for everybody that believe that foolishness that you put out there, that you were set up, that you could see things, you had an out-of-body experience. That's a bunch of bull. The way you was shot up, you couldn't move. You couldn't check on my child. Ain't nobody in no hospital told you that he was downstairs. My son was killed on the exact time that he came into this world. At 12:58 a.m. in the morning. You didn't even know my son was dead. But God made you suffer. And guess what? You're going to continue to suffer. Because instead of doing right, you still trying to do wrong and connive and scheme and get over on people. You've made it. One time you had even told somebody my son was homeless. My son was never homeless. My son stayed right here and suffered with my mother. And then he came to Charlotte. And whenever he wanted to come to Charlotte, I talked to you 2 days prior to my son's death on the phone because he called me just to shoot the child with me and told me where he was at your house. I even spoke with you, and then you gonna lie to my face 4 years ago that you don't know what happened to my son, leaving me with unsolved solutions, trying to figure out what happened, who did what, why they did stuff to my son, why they killed my son. Somebody that everybody loved, that loved everybody and never met a stranger, was friendly and kind to everybody. But you, on the other hand, was conniving and sneaking, want nothing but a leech on everybody. It was because of KJ you got up. You came up because of KJ. Not of nothing of your own. It's because of KJ and the people he knew and the connections he had here in Virginia and in Charlotte. But one thing about it, all KJ true friends came to my house every time he came to Charlotte. And guess what? You was never part of that because you was not his true friend. He tried to be friends with you. They tried to be friends with you, but they did not like you. And they still don't like you. So go on. Keep trying to build off my son's death. You trying to pull yourself up because of my son's death? Really? And for all the fools out there to believe that bull that you put out there? Y'all keep going, because all of y'all gonna be in the same basket together. My son was a good child, a loving child, a great child. He will always be missed. He had so many friends that always kept in contact with me ever since his death. But you call yourself a friend, or he was your homeboy. Not once since you came and lied in my face have you checked on me, or his brothers, or his niece, whom he loved dearly. If you know anything about KJ, you knew he loved his niece Shania dearly. That was just like his baby sister and his niece all in one. But you not once checked on her. But you call yourself his homeboy. I was set up and my homeboy died. No, you knew what you was doing. You set your own self up with your mouth and bragging about all the conniving schemes you had did to people, and all that stuff came back at you. See, your dirt will find you out. I don't care how much you hide, how much you run, your dirt will always find you out. I couldn't even get mad, and I watched all of your videos telling lies about my son, telling lies about that night. Some of it was lies and some of it was true, because you know who killed my son. You seen their faces before you got shot. So you know, but you keep telling me and the detective that you don't know. But Quamante, you signed your own death certificate when you went live. You signed it yourself. I I'm not going to touch it because I leave you in the hands of the Lord. Because the word said, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. You going to get yours. And you going to wish you had never been born. Coming like.
So we were able to hear that, right? Now, obviously, that is a grieving mother. And the main thing that I've stated for the longest time on this channel is that a lot of parents need to make sure to talk to, at least for like the younger ones directly out there, right? Get to know your son's friends, right? Because my mom, for all intents and purposes, she knew my friends, right? She knew Chris. She knew Chris. She knew Ricky. She knew what Big Mike, Rob, the other Mike. She knew of Dre, Eltrin, like a lot of the people that I normally associated with, that I went to school with, right? That I hung out with literally on an everyday basis, every weekend basis. She knew them, right? Every now and again, she may have talked to, their parents or what have you, right? She may have also even dropped us all off, at our houses at the point in time where, people didn't really have cars, or, somebody's car might have been, broken down, or, or different things of that nature. And, usually parents are a good judge of character when it deals with friends. If you got a standard issue kid and the kid does nothing but, play video games and stuff like that, it's pretty simple, right? Because people who are like-minded are, in a sense, going to be around other people that are like-minded. But in other instances, you will have some out there that, number one, are great deceivers. Or number two, you'll have some people that may have been on the same track and then deviated for one reason or another. Right? And the mother here stated that her son was a protector, meaning that if there was a friend directly out there, needed some assistance and needed some help, no matter what it was, he was going to be there. Right? Because that's the type of person that innately he was. And the mom was like, well, because, you knew that he was that type of person. That's why you asked him to be there by your side, right? To basically use him as a measure of protection or whatnot or whatever, because he specifically was going through a type of incident that he knew that he had people, coming directly after him. So he needed somebody that he can trust that was going to be there. And inevitably, the person who ended up actually suffering the worst from it is the one that's no longer here, versus the person who those other people were there specifically to get at. And that person is clear cut, doing videos on, Facebook, IG, or whatever, telling his side of the story because he's the only one that survived. And that's some crazy work. And as the mother stated, it was like, yo, if you were supposedly, friends, if you actually love my son, then you would actually check in on us. You would check in on the family. But that's not what you decided to do. She was like, we tried to bring you in. We tried to, have you around people, but you didn't want to do that either. But then you want to show up online and you want to start speaking these types of words about my son, which are untrue. Because again, the son, he can't defend himself because he's no longer here. He's been laid to rest. So the only other person that can really speak for him, that actually knows him, would be his mother. That's some crazy work. Like I said, I don't, understand how you have people out here that can live this type of way or this type of life, knowing the fact of what it is that they did, how it is that they caused certain situations. And then they want to, stand up there on some type of soapbox and try to, preach something. But yet you're the reason why this person is no longer here. It was your situation. You were supposed to be there by yourself. You were supposed to not be here. But a sacrifice was made. A sacrifice was made so that you could be here and survive. And for what? So that now his parents and his family got to sit up there and suffer. Now they're left without. That's crazy. That's 100%, some crazy type of work. And like I said, my condolences to her family, because that, like I said, that's not anything I would wish on, any parents directly out here at all. At all. Like I said, this is why I keep saying, title of the video, where is the love? Because obviously, that doesn't exist even on quote unquote, Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day, what have you. That love does not, tend to exist or really be present. Right. But anyways, we were going for about a good hour and 22 minutes. I'm going to let you guys free and put together some videos, because technically videos were supposed to be put together a minute ago, but I fell asleep, so there was no video at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock a.m. So I'm gonna put those directly together as normal. So you guys will probably have about a good 2 videos today that I'll put up there. So yes, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that was clear cut in attendance at this moment in time. But I'm going to set you guys free so you guys can go out there. Probably got some dates or some different things lined up for Valentine's Day and whatnot. And go out there, have some good food, catch a nice movie, and all of those great things. And we will more than likely be right back here tomorrow for another live stream. What it will be called, I have no clue. What videos will be there, I don't even know. But we will be here. But as always, much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank you guys for your time. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream.